Well, given the fact that there are 2 billion people on the platform, that bodes well. That says exactly what Deva said in the preparation for the last live session. Deva predicted that Facebook's coin would be the shot heard around the world. So if our participants are any indication, Deva, you are absolutely right. So
Yeah.
that's probably going to be a huge success right out of the block. So the last one I want to talk about in terms of blockchain in the news is the fact that while we haven't seen Bitcoin hacked, we haven't in fact seen some exchanges, and we saw one of the biggest exchanges in the world, crypto exchanges in the world, hacked in the last few months, and that was Binance. And they were hacked, and somebody ran away with about 40 million US dollars in money off of that. Now, they're going to make good on it. And but again, I think that the watchword from my perspective is that anybody dealing with cryptocurrency or blockchain just has to have really, really good cybersecurity, good what I call blockchain hygiene or cryptocurrency hygiene, because it's a matter of when any of us are going to get probably hacked, not if. That doesn't mean that one shouldn't do it. If you run a small business in the United States, there is 100% chance over the life of your business that you'll have a small bookkeeper steal from you. So that doesn't mean you shouldn't start a small business, but it means you should put some controls in place. So go forward in blockchain and crypto, but just be careful and make sure you're dealing with exchanges that will protect and make good on things when they get hacked. So, Anand or Deva, any other comments on the Binance hack?
Yeah, but Binance hack is more of a social engineering and as well as like stealing private keys. They did not crack the private keys, but they stole the private keys. So yeah, that's an interesting one. In addition to that, recently we heard news that people are guessing private keys because of the weak wallets. That's even more scarier. So that means people should be paying attention to creating good private keys so that they can't be cracked or guessed. More likely not guessed.
Right, right. So the notion of whether it's strong passwords or strong private keys become much more important, rather than your birth date or the address of your house or something really easy for somebody to guess.
Right, and also the wallet software that you're using becomes important, because if you use wallet software that's not written by good software engineers, it's really easy to guess the private key just by looking at the source code or looking at what the software is doing. Because no matter how hard your password is, you can guess how the software is generating private keys.
Ah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, well, let's move on to, so I think that's really interesting on the blockchain news. So let's move on to just sort of a course overview. This is our last time together. And so if we could go to the next slide, that would be great. So the thing we want to leave you with is really the blockchain is here to stay, but it will continue to evolve with winners and losers. So can we go to the next slide? So we're going to take a 60-second, maybe 120-second. We went on the hunt, but we didn't discover who Satoshi was. So if you found him in the last 2 months, if you could let us know in the chat box who he is, we'd appreciate that. We told you about cryptocurrencies. Deva, when we started this course 2 months ago, I think there were about 2,100. Do you know what the latest update is? I think it's probably over about 3,000 now, right?
Let me quickly check.
Okay. So you let us know, but there's a lot of them, and we all have enough.
Yeah.
So we all have ours, which we'll talk about in just a sec. So Christian also says he wasn't aware of how developed this new technology was, and so that was great. We also saw applications, real applications of blockchain in existing businesses. And what we saw from the JP Morgan is that some of these are nascent and some of these are actually getting quite developed right now. But as we saw also from the Facebook one, there's still huge opportunities for new ventures and for new opportunities. We saw in the entrepreneurial ventures that this is really just beginning to explode.